What's going on, Cyberland? Kaliq's back at you today. It's Wednesday, September 16th, 2015, in the Matrix. And in Cardland, they would call that the 8 of Clubs Day. And in astrology, they would call that Virgo season. But what's going on, folks? I'm back at it on the Kaliq experience, cheat code number 23. They call that 23. So today's cheat code is 12 characteristics of a great leader or of a leader. And the reason why I want to bring up this topic of conversation is because, just noticing all the things that's going on in my life and building what all the peoples that I've been building in my life. Seems to be that everybody's trying to create teams, build communities, and just be around and surrounded by like-minded individuals. So with that being said, it's important for us to know what it is to be a leader. And I think that in particular, like the car system, like I use, a leader would be like a king or a queen, any of the jack, queens, or king cards. Our leader would be like a Leo in astrology, or an Aries. There are particular energies that exude leadership qualities, and everybody has them. It's just that everybody has different personality traits as a leader. So I'm gonna go over my personal, what I've discovered to be 12 characteristics of a leader. Okay. And number 1, leaders develop and define a clear, focused vision. They have a very clear mental image of that vision, and they set a clear intention or outcome. This means basically they know exactly where they're going. They see it. They can see the end result. And it's very clear, vividly. So this means what? This leader has meditated and they've seen the vision. And that only can happen when you go inside of yourself and discover and the knowledge of the self and find out who you are. And characteristic number 2, leaders develop and define a clear mission in their life. It becomes their calling and their purpose in life. So with that vision, let's say, for instance, I have a vision of a world that no longer there's any, I have a vision of a world where there's no longer any cars on the planet. But my mission is to remove the cars. Okay. So I come up with some special technology that removes all the cars in the world, right? And I develop innovative, different types of traveling transportation devices, right? That would be a mission in that vision. You see what I'm saying? And that's your purpose within that vision. Characteristic number 3, leaders set attainable, which are measurable, goals and objectives, and develop a strategic action plan to reach those goals and objectives. So I remember reading a book from a sister that, what was her name? Tracy Walker. She was talking about the ultimate team building formula, and she talked about goals and objectives. I don't remember what page on that book, but she said something about goals within along your vision, in your vision, goals in your vision and your mission. The goals and the objectives are like stepping stones along the way to your vision, to the end result, to the outcome. So basically saying you have to set these pillars so that you can walk on to get there. And whatever those are and whatever it is that you're doing, make sure that they're very attainable, measurable, that you can reach them, Characteristic number 4, leaders hold themselves accountable and set the example for accountability for others in their organizations. Now, this is key. This is one of the most important words in my life. Accountability, right? The ability to account. So if I own a business and I have an accountant, what does the accountant do? It holds the account of all of my transactions, right? So who's my accountant for myself, for my actions? Me. I hold myself accountable. So if I know the things that I've done, I would hold myself accountable and not try to hold anybody else accountable, because I expect them to hold themselves accountable. All I do is set the example of how to hold accountability, meaning I'm going to show you how to manage I'm going to show you that I can manage my bank account because I'm successful with my business, right? So then you look at me and you're like, oh man, this person has good accountability, right? Because why? His actions have shown that he's good accountability. He's successful in holding himself accountable. Okay, now characteristic number 5. Leaders have solid core values, and live by that code every day. In ancient Kemet, there was this code called the law of Ma'at. And, you know, one of the laws that kept us in order was don't disrespect or go outside of your own value system. So if your value system is, as a woman, right, you only want to marry a man that has a certain amount of income per year, and he has a certain spiritual value system that governs his life, and he is a particular race, probably, I don't know, or he lives in a particular area, probably. Hold those as your values, because that is the glue that is going to hold you together. So these values are crucial, because just like a carpenter has to put measurements and calculations together, he creates values to a block and another block and another block and bricks, and he could put it together and glue it together. It's the concrete that keeps it together, right? The cement. So that right there is about the core values in number 5. And characteristic number 6 is leaders show total commitment to their vision and mission and are always loyal to their core values. So this means you go all in, just like in the cards. This means put all your chips in there, don't hold back. And any successful person will tell you, you know, go all in the things that you do. Characteristic number 7, leaders are selfless, and I will always put duty before self. This doesn't mean that you doesn't have a knowledge of yourself, or you're not, you know, fully aware to stand on your square. It means being selfless is coming outside of yourself in such a way, when you build a community and team and your team building, that you are going to create compounds with these relationships with people. So as you're relating to people, you have to lose your ego to build, and it's your duty to always put the group and the duty, the mission first. So whatever it is that you're doing, it's not about what you're trying to do. It's the duty of what we agreed for it to be. And that is a good quality of a great quality of a leader, because they will sacrifice their own needs. Well, not all the way, but you guys know what I'm saying. Characteristic number 8, leaders are strategic and tactical thinkers. This is pretty simple. You gotta know what the fuck you're doing. You know, you gotta have a strategy. It's like Floyd Mayweather. He's a strategic and tactical businessman. So he is one of the wealthiest businessmen. Why? Because he's strategic and tactical, meaning he already know going into the fight that he was going to win. He wouldn't go into any other fight knowing he wasn't going to win, because he's a smart businessman. He already knew he was going to win, and he knew how he was going to win. Why? Because he created strategy and he was tactical about it. He thought about it before he even made a decision. Okay. Characteristic number 9, leaders encourage and promote innovation in their organizations and value new ideas as a service in the creation of the ideal lifestyles desired by their members. So this just means that you like people to be creative and to be innovative and share their ideas, because it brings more value to the whole overall group. You don't try to micromanage everything. You want everybody to step up into their roles. And role playing is key and essential to building a great team. And being a great leader is learning how to role play. Sometimes you, in whatever organization you're in, maybe you have to do things that are outside of your you know, job description. But as a leader, you know that you could do all of those things. So, you know, you allow everybody else to be creative and doing different things as well in the group. Very open and transparent. Now, characteristic number 10, leaders are students, doers, and teachers. They exude and perpetuate self-improvement. This means that leaders know that as a leader, they don't say, I'm a leader. They're still learning because they don't know everything. And they're doing something because they're executing. That's what leaders do. And they are also teachers of the things that they have learned as a student, that they started applying when they started doing it, and they started teaching what they mastered. That's what a leader will always do. This means this is why they exude and perpetuate self-improvement, because they're always learning, they're always applying, and they're always teaching. All right, now characteristic number 11, leaders demonstrate respect and trust for their staff and employees. This is very, very simple. If I'm an architect of a house and I hire a plumber, I respect his craft because I need him. So I'm not gonna talk shit to him or talk down on him. I'm gonna respect that he's gonna do something that I'm not able to do, and that's why I hired him. So I have to demonstrate that respect so that my other team members can respect each other in their own lanes as well, and don't think that whoever's in the front of the line and whoever's in the back of the line and all the people in between, it's not, no one's either greater or weaker or smaller or bigger. It's the whole unit. We can't do it unless we're all doing it together, you know. So yes, that respect is huge for your team. And lastly, number 12 is leaders have the ability to remain calm and keep their heads when they are in a crisis. This means they have emotional poise, and they're very composed under pressure. You know, I think the first thing that comes to mind is clutch. They're clutch under pressure, ice in their veins. You hear these analogies or these terms that describe MVPs, you know, leaders like, for instance, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron. These types of people always keep their head cool, and they don't go crazy when they're losing. They always keep even keeled, because why? They're responsible to, once again, all of the 12 steps to exude and set the example of what it takes to get shit done. So that's what it is for me that I've learned on what are the 12 key characteristics of becoming a great leader. And the reason why I brought that up once again in the Kaliq experience is because I've been going through this a lot. And I know for me, myself, I'm great at a lot of things. And I focus on things that I'm great at. And if I'm not great at it, I learn and I hush. And I don't speak before I know exactly what I'm talking about. So I ask questions, I'm a student, and then as I get the answers to the questions, I start applying it and experimenting with it. And once I start to gain successful solutions with that experiment, I start to teach what I experimented on to other people, whether it be the cards, whether it be health, whether it be diet, nutrition, whether it be any of these things that have carved out a niche for myself. You know, I respect my craft in that area, and hopefully these 12 characteristics will inspire each one of you in your particular niche, in your craft, in what you're doing, and wherever you are in the world, in your community, in teams, in your groups, and you're trying to build. Hopefully that this video added value to you as a particular leader in your particular area and your region. And until then, you know, I'll see y'all on the flip side. All right, thank y'all for viewing this. Hopefully y'all like, comment, subscribe, share, do all those beautiful things, you know, because the more things circulate, especially when there's valuable content with it, the more that we're gonna feed off of each other, interconnect with each other. So, you know, I love y'all, and this is the Kaliq Experience cheat code number 23, the 12 characteristics of a great leader. All right, peace.